I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. Just looking back on it, it doesn't really feel like it really happened, but it did. So I'm trying to. Yeah, I didn't know who to talk to, who was like going to say like, you matter, basically, and your baby matters. Because, I don't know, the only thing that was like going through my mind was like all these pro-life people with their signs, like, that say like, abortion is murder, and like the signs that I'd seen before had like dismembered babies on them.
Because here in Kansas City, a majority of our people are coming from some experience of feeling trapped or shamed. And sometimes it's issues of addiction, sometimes it's issue of a past, criminal past, abuse in their families. And so the thing is that's consistent across the board is that they are feeling shame and they are feeling that there's no hope. And that in itself is a sense of being trapped.
Tell me about the mission here.
Our mission at Network Medical is to empower men and women to make informed reproductive and sexual health choices. Because who we're here to help is the woman who feels she has no choice. Abortion is her only choice. We found 3 really important and valuable reasons for her to come in. Pregnancy confirmation, the second thing is gestational age, and the third thing is, does she have an STD? Pregnancy confirmation, that pregnancy test isn't conclusive. 1 in 5 in naturally, and even though it shows positive, it might already be demising. And if you don't want to be pregnant, that's probably a really important thing to know. Number 2, the gestational age. The patients that come in here, they have no idea how far along they are. They think they just got pregnant, and sometimes they're 19 weeks or 16 weeks. They have no idea. And so that ultrasound is going to show them what kind of abortion they're eligible to receive, how it's done, the risks and side effects. I mean, this is surgery. And so they need to know that information. And third, and not really talked about, is if you have an STD when you get any abortion, even the medical abortion, it opens the cervix, and if an STD can get into your uterus, it can cause complications to your uterus. You can get pelvic inflammatory disease, which not only is very painful, but at its worst can cause infertility. So to protect your future of having children, we test and treat for the most treatable STDs. And we let them know that everything we do is no cost to them. And then we ask them, would you like to come in? And they think, nothing to lose. So they come.
One of the big elephants in the room we gotta talk about too is, the date, right? Today's April 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Right? April 4th would be just about the time, right?
Yeah.
That you'd be having the baby, right?
When I got the pregnancy test result, I was really scared. The dad was with me, he was really happy. And he was just convincing me, like, it's okay, like, you're a woman now, like, you're gonna have a baby, like, and I was just kind of trying to accept that. And I will go as far to say, like, that addiction was involved, because I think that that's like a really important thing that probably a lot of women can relate to, is that when somebody gets caught up in addiction, you don't know if they're going to be there for your baby. That's when I started to consider abortion, because I didn't know what was going to happen. I woke up one morning and I found drugs on the counter and knew that he'd been hiding it from me. So when I found the drugs on the counter is when I made the decision, like just then and there. I didn't have any other option at that point. I did, looking back on it. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. It's just looking back on it, it doesn't really feel like it really happened, but it did. So I'm trying to. Yeah, I didn't know who to talk to, who was like going to say like, you matter. And in my mind, it was like, I have this little tiny amount of time to decide whether or not to put this baby into a world of instability and pain.
First of all, we let them know that they have time. They have time. And I think one thing that helps a lot is it takes a week to get their lab work back, so then they come back to learn their STD results. We find that during that week, they come back and they go, I told my best friend, or, I told the father, or, I told my mom, or, I told my dad. And they said they'd support me with whatever I decided. When we ask them, so how did you hear about us, which we ask all of our patients, they said, oh, well, Planned Parenthood sent us. And we ask, oh, can we ask you why? And they said, sure, we wanted an ultrasound. And they said, oh, to schedule an ultrasound, you have to schedule an abortion first. And when we said, oh, well, we don't know if we want an abortion yet, they said, oh, go to Network Medical.
But there are options out there. There are people who are loving and compassionate out there. The thing that was driven into me was not driven into me, but reassured me over and over again, was that I was making the right choice. That by doing this, I was being actually selfless, because I was looking out for somebody and their suffering. And I just don't think that that's true anymore.
And so the thing I've always tried to do is just affirm them in their pain and let them know that their pain is real, that their suffering is real, but actually they can find meaning from it. And then it's like that becomes a pinhole. But if you show them, like, actually you go through the pain, it opens up this pinhole, right? And just let them know, that's why I'm here, to walk with you through that pain. Shame is the biggest obstacle from that, because the shame is compounded with fear, it's compounded with anxiety, it's compounded with a lot of self-loathing. It's like those are all briars and thorns that kind of overgrow that pinhole very quickly. But you have to continually brush away the shame, because that grows over and it just goes like, I don't want to go through there. I'm going to get cut. I'm going to feel yucky. But you have to just continue to clear that path. And you do it by affirming them, right? By affirming their humanity, connecting that with Christ, connecting it with that suffering will have meaning, but you have to engage it.
There was a time period after all this when I was like genuinely suicidal. And that was the time that I prayed the first time and I actually felt peace. And I think one of the main things about this is too, like, getting the opportunity to share this story and to be able to tell people. What's healing for me is to be able to tell people not to shame people who are in this position, because I do know how hard it is.
So this is a confidential location.
Right.
And can you explain why that decision was made?